Judgment. I've never personally done it, so now it is time to start. With a little AITAH, otherwise known as Am I the A-hole? I think I'm going to kick today off with a little surprise microphone! Ha ha! AITA for refusing to give my lottery winnings to my family after they excluded me from a family trip. Ooh. I, 28 female, come from a family of 5. My parents, my 2 siblings, and me. Growing up, I was always the black sheep. My siblings were the golden children, and while I wasn't outright ignored, I definitely got the short end of the stick. Are you a middle child? Hold on. You're 28. Yep, you're the middle child. That's the thing. You know, you feel ignored when you're the middle child a lot of times. My siblings were the golden children, and while I wasn't outright ignored, I definitely got the short end of the stick. A few months ago, my family planned a big overseas trip. I found out through my sister's Instagram posts, not from them directly. Do you mean to tell me that you found out that your family was going on a trip through Instagram posts? That's kind of weird. Is that kind of weird to you guys? It's kind of weird to me. When I asked why I wasn't included, my mom said, "We didn't think you'd want to come, and besides, we're on a tight budget." It hurt, but I let it go. Good for you. People need to let go more, you know? I don't know, maybe that's not true anymore with the whole Kendrick Drake thing. Fast forward to a month ago, I bought a lottery ticket on a whim and ended up winning a life-changing amount, over $2 million. I wonder how many people are in this person's DMs right now being like, "Hey, can I borrow $1? Can I hold $10? I decided to use the money wisely, paid off debts, invested, and set aside some for fun. I didn't tell my family right away because I didn't want them to treat me differently. Honestly, totally respectable. People get weird with money. They just get weird when they find out you have money. They do. They'll offer you, without you saying anything, that you are volunteering to pay for stuff. They'll be like, "He's going to pay for it. She's going to pay for it. It's all right." You know what I'm saying? That's a little weird, man. People are playing with you like you're a human wallet from time to time when you make good money. Well, word got out after I bought a new car, and now they're furious I didn't offer to share the wealth. Whatever, dude. I don't know. My mom said it's selfish to keep all that money to myself when they're struggling. News to me, given the vacation. My sister hinted that I should pay for her student loans, and my brother outright asked me to buy him a house. I calmly explained that I wasn't obligated to share just because we're related, especially given how they've treated me in the past. I mentioned the trip as an example of how I've been excluded. My dad said that was different. This is family money. That was different. This is family money? Now they're all calling me an ungrateful brat and saying I'm ruining the family dynamic. Yay! You're ruining the family dynamic. We're supposed to be able to dictate where the money goes, not you. You're the black sheep. Come on, the dynamic's all weird now. You know what? I think to be in a successful family dynamic, you have to be happy for other people's success, you know? My family's pretty happy for my success. Nobody's asking for handouts or anything like that. And you know, I voluntarily do nice things for people, but that doesn't mean that I'm obligated. I've never felt obligated to. Oh God, just this hurts me so bad because like people act different around money, man. They just do. AITA for standing my ground and not giving them any money. Look, I think whatever money belongs to you is yours. If you feel like you want to provide for some, special occasion or something, if it's a birthday or like, your parents are turning 60 or 70 or whatever, and you want to go all out on like a little yacht anniversary celebration, sure, like blow 20 grand or whatever out of $2 million. That's fine, but just, you don't need to buy your brother a house. It's like, you know what this is the equivalent of? It's the equivalent of like when you really gotta poop. Let me rephrase that. It's the equivalent of like when you really got to go to the bathroom and you can kind of hold it until you get close to a bathroom and then your body and brain are like, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I've been kind of broke and, but we can get by. We can go on little vacations here and there. Oh, somebody just won the lottery. You got to buy me a house. I can't believe I've been living without a house. It's some weird switch goes off in your brain. You know what I'm saying? This sucks, man. The fact that your dad is suggesting that it's family money. I don't know. Did the family split the lottery ticket? I don't think so. Now, if I won $2 million in a lottery, I would be like, all right, I'm going to give you each 10 grand, 20 grand, whatever, because after taxes, it's going to be a completely different amount, right? What I would do is I would just cut a check one time to everybody in my family and say, this is all you're getting. Don't ask me for anything else. And it's not, I'm not trying to sound like bitter or like ungrateful or anything. Like, you want to be able to continually, you gotta put your own oxygen mask on before you can help other people. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting at here. I don't know. I could be totally wrong in this. I'm curious what people are going to say. Let's see. Not the asshole. This is not family money. It is your money. I'd suggest cutting them off. They'll probably just keep harassing you for money. They're just here to use you. Sadly, that's what this seems like. It seems that way. And it's tough. Money makes people weird. There was one time when I was really, really broke, right? 7 or 8 years ago. I mean, broke. You hear me? Brizoke, working 3 days a week at a coffee shop. That's all I had, right? And my friend, who was just on a TV show, who I love, by the way, I have nothing against him. He once said something like, you know, he had a lot of money at the time, and he said something to me like, if you beat me in this game of NBA 2K, you know, a basketball playing video game, I'll give you $300. And the energy within me completely changed. It was like, oh my God, you know, and I wasn't good at it, dude. So I was sitting there and I was just like, yeah, and he was really good at it. And I wanted that money so bad, and I knew it would have been nothing to him. And I was just like wrapping my mind around, you know, beating this game or whatever. And it kind of messed with my head a little bit of like, wow, when you kind of offer somebody money in exchange to win something, it's just a strange feeling. You know, it is a weird power dynamic, and the family dynamic absolutely changed because they know she could change their lives. That's why, in my opinion, you don't employ your friends, you don't employ people you're in a relationship with, stuff like that, unless like you're married and you go into a partnership together. That's something else, you know? Anyway, exactly. Your family sounds like real opportunists. I think cutting them off is really the way to go. It's your money, not theirs. NTA in any way. Yeah, family money is such a weird thing to say. Like, if my kid won the lottery, I'd be like, whoa! Congrats, dude. That's awesome. I guess I would feel a little weird if the son didn't, I don't know, take me out for breakfast or something. I'll be like, breakfast is on you, huh? You know, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know their dynamic. AITA for grounding my daughter and canceling her senior trip after I found out she was cheating on her boyfriend. Oh, wow. You're punishing your daughter for not having good morals in her personal relationship. That's a really interesting... Is that allowed? Can you do that? I have 2 daughters, Lizzie and Mackenzie. Their dad and I divorced a few years ago after I discovered he was having an affair. Do the kids know this? I have the kids most of the time, and their dad has them every weekend and during the summers. Lizzie has been dating Jacob for over a year now. Jacob is constantly at her house. He's a sweet, good young man, and I believe he'll be the valedictorian of their class. Okay, we got a smart boy. However, a few weeks ago, I overheard Lizzie on the phone with a guy clearly flirting. At first, I thought it was Jacob, but then I heard her say Brandon. Oh my gosh, she's dating Joe Biden. I realized she was talking to someone else. Then a week later, she mentioned to me that she was heading out to hang out with a friend. And when I looked out the window, I saw her get into a car and greet a guy with a kiss. It wasn't Jacob. Okay, are you sure that she's not in a relationship anymore? Are you sure that she's still dating Jacob? Even after that, Jacob continued to come over, hanging out with Lizzie. He and Lizzie still acted like a couple, holding hands, laughing, and spending time together just like they always had. I felt disgusted knowing my daughter was being a two-timer. You being trifling. You a trifling two-timer, babe. After Jacob left that day, I confronted my daughter. I asked her point blank, are you cheating on your boyfriend with another guy? She said it was none of my business and that her personal life was hers only. I told her she was wrong and that I raised her to be better than treating people like this. She told me she was bored with Jacob and that Brandon was more her type now. I told her that if she wasn't happy, she should just break up with Jacob. She said she didn't know if she wanted to be with Brandon or if she was just having fun flirting and teasing. I told her cheating was unacceptable and wrong, and as a consequence, I grounded her. I also told her she wasn't allowed to go on her senior trip with her friends. She obviously did not take that too well and has been at her dad's place for the last couple of days. My ex-husband called me saying I was being unreasonable not letting her go on the trip and that her and Jacob was just a high school thing. He then told me I needed to put my bitterness aside and stop punishing his daughter. I told him I was teaching our daughter right from wrong and that actions have consequences. Am I the asshole? This is really interesting because that really is like, you don't like what your daughter is doing in her personal relationship, therefore you're punishing her for that. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's some kind of boundary, right? I feel like you're crossing some boundary. You are trying to teach them good lessons and all that, but she's a senior. She's about to be out of school. Let me reiterate. This is not a good thing that she's doing. But if the daughter is aware that cheating is the reason why you got divorced, then this goes a little deeper than that. You know, she's going to have to be in therapy if that's true, because then she's trying to process the emotions of cheating or whatever and put that in her own thing, I feel like, you know? She's trying to understand it. She's processing in a weird way. And look, there's a lot of people out there whose parents have gotten divorced and maybe cheating was a primary, focal point of that. And look, that doesn't mean that you have to be a cheater also. I will say that. Like, if you're 17, you're more than old enough to know not to do that. But then again, you're young, you're stupid, you're in high school. And like, if she's just flirting with this other guy and hanging out with, no, she kissed him. She drove away in his car and kissed him. Pretty bad all around. But the top comment here says, is your daughter aware of the reason for the divorce? Yes. Okay, so yes, she is aware that cheating was the thing. I'd recommend explaining that since cheating broke the family, you won't, under any circumstance, tolerate her cheating on her boyfriend and emphasize the strain it puts on your relationship with her. Yeah, I guess that's right. It's absolutely like, as the parent, you're like, cheating ended this family, and this is really unacceptable for me because I can't handle that. So I will punish you if this is going on. I can't believe you would do that, not only to Jacob, but to me, to subject me to this kind of like, I'm not okay with this at all. I think clearly explaining your line of thinking as the parent, not just that cheating bad, of course cheating bad, but and the daughter expressing being bored with her relationship of a long time, and like, that's fine expressing that you're bored, but like having a guidance and a direction to go a completely different way that isn't so awful is the right move, I think, here. Yeah, it's just communicating the intentions, the impact, and all that. Weird. And also, look, when your parents get divorced, mine are divorced. When your parents get divorced, you'll use that as an excuse for whatever. You'll use it as an excuse to be like, yeah, I'm not doing my homework. My folks just got divorced. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll use it. It could be based in reality, and it probably is actually based in reality, but there's nothing like just having that in your back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I did constantly, but my grades did slip, and a big part of that, I think, was because of my parents' divorce. I felt like it didn't matter as much. I felt like doing my homework didn't matter as much, you know? Maybe to this girl, being faithful to her partner doesn't matter as much because her folks are divorced and it was nasty or whatever. You know what I mean? Like she's still a kid in a way. 17, she's still a kid. Explain the pain you felt after finding out about the ex-husband's affair and how her boyfriend deserves none of that just because she feels bored. Isn't there an Ariana Grande? I blame Ariana Grande, to be honest. Break up your girlfriend, I'm bored. I blame Ariana. She must be a fan of Ariana. You could also say that she's entitled to her own decisions, but her cheating severely disappoints and hurts you. I feel like you do want your kids to have autonomy in a way in their own relationships, and that they should be able to learn from their mistakes, you know? But I don't know. Is it good parenting to let your kid cheat? It's not like she's going out and tailing on her daughter to Jacob. It's not like she's doing that. It's more she's just punishing her daughter and being like, you're grounded. You're not going on your senior trip. Make her think about whether the momentary excitement is really worth the cost. This should work better than punishment, at least in the long run. Clear communication. This hurts my feelings. I am your mother. I was cheated on. I can't believe you're doing this. This is I am so disappointed that you're repeating this horrible behavior that ended our family dynamic, you know? Maybe what I think is the mom should win the lottery and kick the daughter out of the will. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on that, people? Her wording was interesting. I almost feel like she asked her dad why he cheated on her mom, and that was his response. My nephew did something similar after his parents divorced, and it was like he opened his mouth and his father fell out. That is tough. It is so tough. You know, you're a kid. You're looking for moral examples, and you get that. It's tough. It is sad. It is sad, and it is tough. It is toughly sad. AITA for suing my neighbor after their kid trespassed and fell into my koi pond. Okay, first of all, koi are expensive. I know that for sure. And suing, I don't know. Let's see. It's not just any koi pond. It is a full-blown, professionally designed Japanese garden with a bridge, waterfalls, and koi that costs more than my car. I'm talking $1,000 for a single fish. Maintaining this pond is my pride and joy at 22 years old. That's amazing. I've put years into this hobby and my yard is securely fenced with no trespassing signs everywhere. Okay, well, that's clear. That's it. I mean, that's the end of it, right? Like, that's no trespassing. Boom. You know, that's it. If that's clear, if it's clear it's your pride and joy, then yeah, other people have to be careful about that. Period. Point blank, right? Enter my neighbor, Karen, fake name but fitting. Karen has a son, let's call him Timmy, 8 years old, who is notorious for wandering into other people's yards uninvited. What do you mean he's notorious for that? Little rampaging Timmy has a reputation of getting up to things? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now, dude? I've talked to Karen multiple times about this, but she just brushes it off with kids will be kids. Last week, while I was out running errands, I got a frantic call from Karen. Apparently, Timmy climbed over my fence to feed the fish, even though I've explicitly told him to stay out. In doing so, he slipped, fell into the pond and destroyed part of my carefully maintained ecosystem. Several of my prized koi died due to stress. And the thing is, prized koi is real because you can actually enter competitions for this. People raise particular breed of koi, a particular koi fish to be a gorgeous specimen. It's like when you're a kid and you have a goldfish. It's that, but on steroids. It's like this beautiful, and you've seen koi. I mean, they can be gorgeous. Hold on. Look how big they are and how beautiful. Look at that, dude. Look how pretty, and they come in different patterns. And they're just like an albino looking one. There's just beautiful, man. Yeah, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed because it's expensive too. Not just the fact that you're losing a pet essentially, but an expensive one. Several of my prized koi died due to stress, and the filtration system was damaged because of the debris Timmy kicked in. Luckily, Timmy wasn't seriously hurt, just a few scrapes, but Karen had been demanding I pay for his medical bills. Bad parent alert. No, sir. I'm going to stop right there. You do not need to pay for any of that expenses. So you know what? If she's demanding that you pay for his medical bills, yeah, countersue. Absolutely. She claims my pond is an attractive nuisance and that I should have had a cover or something to prevent kids from falling in. Out of her mind. She's lucky you didn't drown, dude. Stupid. I argued that 1, it's a private fenced property, and 2, her son had no business being there in the first place. Yeah, because he trespassed. There's signage everywhere. Not that the kid can read or whatever, but as a parent, you don't know where your kid is going. You don't know that your kid is leaving the house and terrorizing the neighborhood? You don't know that? When I refused to pay, Karen lost it and started bad-mouthing me to the whole neighborhood, calling me heartless and a terrible person. Nope, that's you, dude. I've since filed a lawsuit against her for the cost of the koi, the damage to my filtration system, and repairs to my pond, over $5,000 in total. Some of my friends think I'm taking it too far, saying he's just a kid, but others agree that Karen should have been watching him better. So Reddit, AITAH for suing my neighbor after her kid trespassed and destroyed my koi pond. Look, if this were a dog, let's say her son Timmy was playing with a new, I don't know, BB gun or something he got for his 8th. Is a little young to have a BB gun, but he got a little airsoft gun or a paintball gun or something silly that he does with his dad on occasion. And he goes out in the backyard and you have a dog out back. And he starts shooting your dog. Sure, your dog costs, $1,000. Maybe it's a purebred, special breed dog. Costs $1,000, $2,000. And your kid shot that dog and the dog died. Would anybody care then? Would it feel different? It'd probably feel a little different, wouldn't it? Yes, dogs and koi, completely different species, completely different animal, but you get what I'm going for, right? It is an animal. It is a living, breathing animal that you love, you take care of. I don't know, maybe koi do have that feeling of oh, that's my, it's feeding time. Oh, that's my friend feeds me. You know what I mean? That koi could have had a soul, could have had a spirit, and it's gone now because of this kid, because of this kid, sorry. And this woman's bad parenting and a filtration system. And you're young too. You're 22 years old. You're young. And I think maybe she's thinking that because you're young, you're not smart enough to be able to stand up for yourself. And by the way, doing this at 22 years old is pretty cool. I didn't know, and by the way, people in other countries, this is a very American thing, right? To sue over stuff like this. But if she's demanding he pay the medical bills, which should be nothing, right? If it's just a few scrapes, she is swimming in a whole bucket of stupid. She's in her own little stupid pond, and she's the prize fish. If I was able to maintain and upkeep a koi pond, I would totally do that, but I don't have the time. I don't have the time or patience, but it would be beautiful. It would definitely be something I'd be proud of. Any new person would come over to my house and be like, you want to see my koi pond? Of course. That's so cool. That's living art, something that you can feed and love and give a name to and all that stuff. That's so cool. I think you're totally entitled to whatever you want to do. Obviously, she's in the wrong here, but let's see what people say. NTA, mom needs to supervise her son better. Yep, short, sweet, to the point. Poor fish has died of shock. Why would anyone think it's okay or not a big deal? And the kid could have died too if it was a pool or something. She doesn't want to take care of the kid. She doesn't want to control him or anything. When will she stop? She is right. He is just a kid, but she is not. Yeah, this grammar sucks. The issue is not the kid. It is the mother. Saying he is just a kid, it's a deflection of her responsibility. Absolutely, 100%. It's not the kid's fault. It's the mother's fault. 1,000%, dude. And look, I get it. Being a mother, you're overwhelmed, you're tired, you got stuff you got to do, but this is kind of the bare minimum. Before you decide to have a child, when you decide that, you're kind of having a contract with the society being like, I think that this person being on earth is better than if it weren't on earth. And I, as the parent, it is my responsibility to make sure that that is what's happening. You're signing a contract with your neighborhood, with your society that, hey, you know what? I'm going to bring something here that'll be kind of good. This kid is going to grow up and be a contributing member to society. That's what you want. when you bring a kid into the world. And a great way to ensure that's happening is if you just supervise them a little bit. Sue her. Maybe she will become a better parent not to have to pay for others' future messes. Also, add a camera. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Somehow, I don't think it will be beyond her to damage your property in retaliation. Ooh, boy. If anyone says anything to you again, tell them you are doing it for the kid because his mom needs to change and to try and to prevent more pointless deaths. What would you do if it were a dog and it was maybe it was a puppy and the kid like landed on, you know what I'm saying? Not to be cruel here, but I mean, get rid of the coy part of it. God, what a stupid mom. Oh my God. AITA for refusing to hang out with my friends because I always end up paying. That one hit me in the soul. That one hit me in the soul. As somebody who pays a lot of the time, it's one of those things where you do it every once in a while to feel good, and then after a while, it's like, oh, I feel like it's implied that I do it now. You know what I mean? And that's on me. That's really on me. But I don't know what it's like on this guy. Let's see. So here's the deal. I, 28 male, live on my own and manage my bills responsibly, but money's been tight lately. Okay, so no, you should not be paying. Just have the conversation. That's what I think. Let me keep reading. My friends, let's call them Sarah, Mins, and Jake. Why would you call somebody Mins? This must be their names, because that's a weird nickname. Have been asking me to hang out frequently, and I used to go along because, hey, it's fun to unwind with your crew, right? But here's where the issue comes in. Whenever we go out, whether it's dinner, drinks, or something casual, it seems like I'm always the one footing the bill. How? Do you go, I'll get it, and now it's a habit? Because that happens to me sometimes, and then people stop fighting you on it. Maybe this is what I would do. To break this habit, I'd be like, I'll get it, but can you guys Venmo me like $20? Done! Or just be like, is it cool if we split it this time? I'm running low. That's it. Or just, is it cool if we split it this time? I don't want to be a bank account, I don't mind chipping in or covering for someone occasionally, but this has become a pattern. They either forget their wallets, claim they'll Venmo me later, spoiler, they never do, or outright assume I'll take care of it. These don't sound like friends. The last straw was a few weeks ago when we went out for dinner. They invited me, either knowing or not caring that I've been stretched thin financially. We hit up this nice place and they ordered appetizers, drinks, and desserts like it was their last meal. When the bill came, everyone just sat there awkwardly staring at it. Guess who had to step in? I paid because I didn't want to cause a scene, but I felt pretty resentful afterwards. When I gently brought it up later, they brushed it off saying it's no big deal or that I'm better off financially. Not true. Fast forward to now. They've been asking me to hang out again and I've been declining. I don't want to keep paying for everything or feel like the bank of the group. I tried explaining how I feel, but they accuse me of being stingy or not wanting to spend time with them. Am I the asshole for saying no and prioritizing my financial boundaries, even if it means distancing myself from them? No. This is something that should have been brought up earlier, though, and this has to be communicated effectively like, hey, somebody else put their card in because I'm not doing it this time. Who wants to pay me back for last time? Whatever. You know what? Friends sometimes can be kind of dicks to each other. And you're allowed to, in this circumstance, be a dick for yourself or just stand up for yourself. It feels like you're being a dick because you're not used to standing up for yourself, but do that. Break the ice, dude. Break the mold. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to go, hey, you know what? Venmo me right now and I'll put the card down. Now, you just got to be more assertive. There's better friends out there too. Either way, yes, they're using you. Yes, they're using you. Yes, they're using you. This isn't something where you're continually like, no, it's okay. No, shut, stop. I got it. You're not doing that. There's a habit and you have to break it. And if they don't understand that, then they're not your friends. They're absolutely treating you like a bank. Why would you want to hang out with them anymore? The end. If they can't hang with you, poor or broke or whatever, ain't your friends. Let's see what the comments say. Obviously, I'm right. Tell them you will hang out with them when they reimburse you and send them a bill. These people are not your friends. They are users. You worked hard to get where you are. You deserve better. Find new friends. Yeah. Not the asshole. Next time they hang out, just say, hey, money's tight right now and I can't afford to go out unless someone is willing to cover me or we do something free. If they agree and pay, they are friends. I agree with that. Maybe it's just a nasty habit they picked up. Maybe there's a chance. There's a way to save this, And maybe not all of them are like that. Maybe one of them is like that. If they agree and pay, they are friends. If not, wash your hands of them. They are just mooches. This person says this is the best answer since Op doesn't necessarily want to explode the relationship. Yeah, I mean, there's a way to do this. It was really on you to effectively communicate how you are feeling and that you need to be an adult about this. And just if they're not mature enough to handle that, then they're a little bit of bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? This is a little bit of a bye-bye situation. That's what I would say. It's no bueno. Es de no bien. I don't know. There's a way out, is what I'm saying. It's a people pleaser situation. You're a people pleaser. I know that because I'm a people pleaser. There is a way to fix this. You just got to communicate it effectively, and you have to start practicing not doing it. You just have to practice splitting the bill. No bueno. That is a habit you got to break. You got to bust that wide open. I don't think that means what I think it means. Outro.